Alright, live stream is started. I think audio is okay. Now I begin class, because when we do it the other way around, things take too long. So, class is beginning. Okay. Looking over my notes from last time. Hey Harvey, how's it going? We've got Wood's got some stuff to do, man. Hey, what's going on? Welcome, Marco. So, we're making the Mandalorian game. Hey guys, the live stream is up now. We are ready to begin, and we are beginning as we speak. Making it a Mandalorian style. A Mandalorian the game, whatever that means, right? Finishing the Tatooine stat, making the droid companion system, being able to line trace from the character. I think we did that all. No, we didn't figure that out, and I didn't figure it out yet, but that's okay. We won't deal with that too much today. Hi, Kilani. Let's see if we can make a jetpack boost ability. I'd like to do that. Give the player a credits variable to be used for purchasing things. I think that'd be smart. Health variable. Talk about and explore quest systems and quest ideas for next time. Yeah, questing. Okay, yeah, well, think about that. Create our armor slots on the character. That would be cool. Let's think about that. Okay. Let's see, make the ability to pick up items in the world, line trace from character, modifying the landscape, using blast weapons to create hideouts. Okay, let's hit play, see where we're at. Alright, we got this guy here. So it'd be cool if I can see this guy and like tell him to do something like, hey, stay, or follow me, or like be on the lookout. Like that would be a really cool feature, I'd figure. I want to do like the jump boost, so we kind of have like a jump pack sort of thing. I am going to get models for our guy. I think I'm going to have a friend developer model this, and we'll do it as part of class, and they'll do it to show you how they would go about modeling it, because he's a really good modeler. That might happen next week, so I'm in talks with him, having a guest speaker do that, basically. Now, let's see.
Hi, mister.
Hey, man. Hey, Steven. Oh my gosh, your profile picture is...
Yeah, I was signing the slide thing.
You guys are so weird. I know, I recognize it, but why is it so...
Who that is?
I wonder who it is.
Tours like that.
Why is it so disgustingly zoomed in?
Because I had to.
Sorry, you had
you see my profile picture?
I don't know
Look at my profile picture.
It reminds me as a Teletubby. I don't know why.
What? Which one?
The
Yeah,
profile
Antonio,
picture.
yours does. I see what you mean, yeah. A little bit.
Anyway, what are we doing today, mister?
Nothing. Okay, so many things to do. I didn't figure out that line trace.
Keep your minigun in the back of the map.
Can I what?
I'm kidding.
Okay. Make weapons better. Let us upgrade weapons. Yeah, that's a good idea. We could do the weapon kind of stuff. Like, all right. Figure out shooting to be proper. Yeah, let's do like kind of a shooting system. So, gosh darn it, we are gonna figure out the line trace, because I can't not do that, because everything's used with the line trace. You know what we should do though? We should make it so like a laser bullet shoots out. Like we'll do that effect right now. So the first thing you're gonna do for something like that is you need a material that looks like a laser. So we're gonna make that. Okay, we're gonna make a material for a laser. So we're gonna do material M_laser, and materials are just the skin of an object, so to speak. What it wears, it's the texture. Although we're not gonna use a texture on this. We're just gonna use a color.
Yeah, sir, I have an idea.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
I think we should do what Battlefront 2 does, and instead of adding ammo, make our weapons overheat.
Ooh.
Like that?
And do like special reload, like when it overheats, you can hit the buttons at certain times, like give it like supercharge for a second.
That don't sound bad, sir, honestly.
Yeah? Anybody else have an opinion on that? We could do that.
It sounds really good.
No ammo, just overcharge. When it comes to
really,
I'm gonna make a number here called glow intensity. and this will be how bright this thing glows. We'll plug that in, and that goes into emissive color. Emissive color is a property that materials have that allows it to emit light. So use this kind of setting for lava, for lightsabers, for lamps, like really cool stuff. So we're gonna do this for the laser. And we're gonna make a laser actually shoot out of our weapon, and then we'll be able to like have different colors and different all kinds of stuff. Can you add special upgrades like in Doom Eternal? Sure. All right, so now if I go to our laser material, I'm gonna do what's called creating a material instance. Okay, and this is where the magic happens because I made that setting called glow intensity, so I can actually increase this. Watch what happens when I increase it. Okay, we get the laser effect, right? And we can always change that color: blue laser, green, right? But red's good for like a blaster kind of thing. So now all I want to do is put that on like a cylinder or something. So let's see. Should I make a blueprint for the bullets? Maybe. Yeah, let's do that. Actor. We'll name this BP Bullet. So whenever we fire something out of a blaster, okay, we're spawning this blueprint, so to speak. Okay. So we just want a like a cylinder, which is like a tube shape, to kind of be that. Now that's gonna be way too big, so let's make that a lot smaller. So let's do like 0.05, 0.05, and for this one 0.15, no 0.25, and we want it to be like kind of horizontal. Let's make it wearing the material, so to speak. So let's type in laser. Material we just made. Where are you? There's a couple lasers that I made, I guess, in here.
Hey, sir, I got another idea. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Right. So, this is a bit of a joke, but if we're gonna make the weapon soon for a gag weapon, if we should make it to where this kind of related back to my overheating idea. We should make it to where if it overheats, your character throws it like a grenade. Blows up.
Throws a grenade out of
Oh
frustration,
my God,
basically.
no. As soon as I know what he means. As soon as the gun overheats, like it has like an exploding system.
Yeah, like your character throws it and it explodes, kind of like a gag weapon. It's just a fun weapon we can put in for jokes.
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
That's
we
cool.
get it.
Okay. Sure. All right, so we gotta get this bullet thing. I feel like it's holding too much of its shape, though. It needs to have more emissive than less. How would I do that? We'll do this. See, when you're doing this kind of stuff, it's just numbers plus math. That's all it is. You don't need to know the math. Glow addition amount. My hypothesis is if I add to make that number bigger, I'll be make it brighter, maybe. In addition to, I might make it whiter, actually. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, sir. I'm sorry for all the questions I have, but
I love
bit of an
questions. Don't be
off-topic
sorry for
one.
that. That's fine. What's your question?
Alright. How'd you get that screen? How'd you get that screensaver on your computer? Did you buy Windows? Because I have the free version, and I'd like to get like a cool screensaver like that.
That's actually not my screen. So that's Manycam. So I'm able to set up cameras and stuff. So that's why I'm in the top left. And then I have, so you guys, I have two monitors. You guys are on your own monitor. And then everything I'm doing in Unreal is on its normal monitor. So and that is just a piece of what's in the live stream. So if I minimize this, you'll see my real background is like this beach. So yeah, so that's part of my streaming
So
software.
the Mandalorian in your background isn't like your screensaver.
It's for this stream. So look, because I'm doing different games for each class, I have a different background for each. So for Call of Duty Zombies, that's it. I have if there's no theme, I just do that.
It's not like on your actual like computer. It's just like a screensaver you made.
Yeah, my screensaver on my
that,
actual computer is just that beach. Yep. And before that,
Okay.
it was the
Do you know
back
how to
of.
get screensavers without buying Windows?
I'm sorry, say that again.
You know how to get like screensavers without spending a bunch of money buying activating
Yes.
Windows?
You Google free screensaver and you click on the first couple links. That's what I do.
Okay.
I'd never pay for a screensaver. So right now we're firing the weapon incorrectly. We're firing it not where the player's looking exactly. If you see, it's like you see that there's that line that shows up. So it's firing kind of. I'll figure it out, guys. But right now, at least there's a line firing. So what I want is I want to make that bullet appear and travel ridiculously fast through space as far as possible, just like a blaster is going to do. That's what we're going to make happen right now. So what we're going to do is, first of all, let's make this like endpoint go on forever. I mean, it should just go on really, really far. So let's do it like bam, like that far out. Okay. So that's how far out the endpoint goes. That means our line trace is going to go way farther out, which is good. Now, I don't really care about where we're spawning things at just yet. So let's do this. Let's move, or where we're hitting. I do want to spawn actor from class. Spawn actor from class is how you introduce a new blueprint into the world. We're going to spawn our bullet blueprint is what I named it. And then, of course, you have the spawn transform. That means, hey, where is this thing? What's its size? What's its rotation, et cetera, et cetera. Move this hit result around. Okay. So what we could do is I'm going to break this so I can actually specify the location to start from. Thinking. We will, let's get rid of all this stuff. We will take the start location, and that's where it's going to start from, just like our line. Copy, paste. And let's do something like this. Let's actually, oops. Hey, you know what? While I do this, can someone find us a blaster sound effect online? I just need, find me a website that has a blaster sound effect. It has to be a WAV file, so it might take a few checks because there's MP3s and there's waves. Unreal will only take a WAV file. If you can find me a website, and if we really can't, we can convert it, that has a blaster sound effect, I'll bring that in and we'll make it so it does the sound. So, all right, so I'm going to do this. Let's promote it to a variable. And we'll name this shot fired. And there's a couple things we could do here. I could maybe do a timeline. Let's see. Shot fired, get. Let's set it's always spawn. We're going to say, no, we're going to say move to, it's an AI task that won't work for it. Simple move, no, that's also an AI task. Interp movement. Oh my gosh, this might work. Add movement component. I've never used it. There's a couple ways we could do this. I'm thinking we could do something called a timeline stuff, but I wonder if we should do the interp to movement component. Add interp creates a new component, assigns ownership of the actor. It's called for automatic attachment. Causes the first component created from the root and also new components to be attached. I don't know enough about this, but I think that could be really good. In the meantime, let's just try a timeline. So we'll do this. I like timelines, but they could be a little expensive in terms of performance. That's what I don't like about them. Add timeline. We're going to make a way of moving that shot from A to B really fast. So we should say, all right, second 0, you're at a value of 0. At second, how long should it take from that laser to get all the way far out there to how far I dragged it? What do you think, guys? 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds? Has to be slow enough that you can see it. Can't be really instant. Lasers aren't instant in Star Wars.
1.5 seconds.
1.5. Byron put 2. All right, we'll meet in the middle. We'll do 1.75. 1.75. So 1.75 seconds is going to be at a value of 1. And what I can do with that is, so it'll spit this value out. I'm going to rename this value alpha, and there's a reason for that. So basically, okay, so we spawn the bullet immediately, and what do? I play the timeline. The timeline is going to take 1.75 seconds to make this alpha that we've named, this number, go from 0 to 1. Which 0 to 1, yes, is how long it's going to take to go from. It's going to take is the number it's going to get to after 1.5 seconds. All right. So now we want it to go from start location to end location. So what we can do is something called a lerp. We're gonna, which is basically like, hey, go from this number to that number over a period of time. You'll see what I mean in a second. So we'll say I want you to go from start to end. Look up lerp, also known as linear interpolate. So we're saying, hey, I want you to go from this vector to that vector in according to where you're at on the alpha. So that's why I named it alpha. So plug that in. All right. Now we're going to set the location of shot fired to that. And I keep moving this stuff over here. So shot fired, get set location, set actor location to this. Update. I'm not even doing a line trace right now, but this should cause the shot to be fired. I believe. I gotta believe. All right, let's try it. See if that works. Fire weapon. Left mouse clicks fire weapon. Always spawn the bullet. Let's go slower. Maybe we got to go a lot slower. Or just not have the end point as far away from our character. Yeah, he's 53,000 units away. That might be just too fast. Let's try 10,000 or even 20,000. Oh, yeah, it is shooting. Did you see it? It's just too fast. I saw it for like a second. Now I'm not seeing it. Let's try that again. Yeah. Oh, look good. Let's try it again. So let's go back here. Thing is too fast, which is surprising to me even. So let's say, okay, 3 seconds is how long it's going to take you to go from one end to the other. You guys see that? And it's not doing it again though. Why is that? Just take a look. Why is it not spawning again? Actually, let's make sure it's spawning again. I'm gonna keep an eye over here. Oh no, we'll play from in here. I'm gonna keep an eye over here in World Outliner and see it says 21 actors. It means there's literally 21 things in the whole world. If that number goes up beyond, okay, now it's at 34. If I keep clicking, okay, so it is spawning it. But it seems to only want to shoot that first time. So what we could do about that is let's just make sure things are working out. All right, so we spawn, we set shot fired to that variable, which is correct. We do the timeline. Maybe we need to change play to play from start. That's what has to happen. Because otherwise it's playing again, but it's just continuing off of wherever the timeline left off. So now if I hit play, click, 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 click. Okay, cool. see, let's get rid of that horrible, ugly line. The line
Yeah,
tracer.
sir.
Yeah.
Do you have a combat system in Akhenaten? Like anything kind of combat related?
Not really. No. No, I don't. You wanted to migrate stuff, didn't you? Smart though.
No, I was just
Smart.
wondering.
Oh, just wondering. Yeah, no, I will eventually. I have some stuff, some preliminary stuff. Okay, see, I'm getting lasers. I'm shooting them from my chest, basically. And then, okay, so one thing that's happening is I'm colliding into these. So these are actually stopping. So we got to fix the collision on the bullet. So we just turn the collision off on the bullet, no problem. So watch, we'll just go here, collision, no collision. No collision. Can character step on? No. What are you, Superman? Yeah, this is a Star Wars Superman Marvel mashup. All right, now I shouldn't be able to collide into those. Okay, good. I'm walking through the bullets. Good, good, good. And so we're doing that. Let's do the let's grab
Those aren't
Zariah's.
going to be very effective if they stop.
If they just stop there, they're not going to be very effective, you don't think?
Well,
Well, what we should do then...
Get a lot of bounties done.
I know, they seem to just stop, huh? Not very effective. So what we'll do... And actually, you know what's funny? It's shooting sideways. I just realized that. You see, it's like a disc. It's not facing the right direction, I just realized. So what we want to do... Oh, you know what? Wait. It's depending on what angle you're facing. Again, these are the things that come up when you're developing. So if we go back to that spawn... Remember we spawned it actually tells us, hey, what's the rotation you want this thing to be? So we want it to be, I think, the player's rotation, because it's wherever we're facing, I think. I don't know, let's see, let's try that. Get rotation X vector, get forward vector. Let's just see if we get the rotation of our player, what he's facing. Let's try that. Get world rotation. Again, this goes back to like not having access to a camera that I can just ask, hey, what's the camera's rotation? Because we're using that template that doesn't seem to use a camera for some reason. Let's see if that fixes that. If not, it's fine. You know, it's not a huge deal. It like bends as you're like moving away, so you can kind of like boomerang it. That's funny. All right, well, whatever. We'll figure that out eventually. But we're gonna do right now, though. Let's solve the problem that Hayden brought up, which is things that disappear. Okay. So a couple things. First off, I think it's not going away far enough. So we need to make it so that this endpoint does go really far out there. But we do need to then slow that timeline down by a heck of a lot. Okay. So what we're going to do is go back here now. Let's say like 10 seconds. Maybe that's too long. I don't know. We'll try it out. 10 seconds. All right. Now I hit play. This is going to be too slow. Bam. And now they're going to disappear into the horizon. You know. Although some of them stop because... Are they stopping the landscape? Oh yeah, they do. They tend to stop on the... They're stopping because that's where you're looking. So that means we need to say... We need to auto-delete, first of all. So we'll do that now. But we need to auto-delete whenever they hit something, because the laser doesn't stay there. So that'll be easy because we can get our hit results because we line traced. So if the thing hits something, let's see. Should we add? It says time of impact along tracing. Okay, so time of impact along trace direction ranging from 0 to 1. There is a hit indicating time between start and end. Equals 1 if there is no hit. Think about that. I'm not sure if that's what we want. Make it a one-hit kill. Depending on armor, right? It should be a one-hit kill normally.
If you want to do one hit kill, you might as well just make them stormtroopers.
Yeah, that's right. They would be the one hit kills. We can. Oh man, we just have so little time. But we could definitely do like some stormtrooper esque kind of bodies that we hit right now. You know, guys, it's Friday. I'm keeping you on an extra 5 minutes, and that's what we're gonna do because we only learn if we actually practice this stuff. So I'm gonna knock out kind of our first enemy NPC, so to speak. Okay. And we're gonna do this like. Do I want to use the Jedi? Do I want to use the third-person character? Yes, I'll just duplicate third-person character. Okay. Let's name this Stormtrooper. And it's good the Unreal guys built in by default kind of look like Stormtroopers, so it's kind of good. So watch this. We're gonna bring this guy in. Let's edit the Stormtrooper. I don't care about his code here. Delete it. He doesn't need a camera, so delete it. I'm gonna do custom event called move toward player. Okay, and this is going to be really cool because it's going to cause this stormtrooper to kind of chase our player. It's going to move towards them. You do that by using a node called AI move to. AI move to basically says, hey, you want this AI to move somewhere, right? First question is who's doing the moving? This AI, this blueprint itself is doing the moving. So for pawn and plug in self, get reference to self. For destination, leave that alone. We don't care about that because we care about target actor because the player moves around all the time. So get player character, plug that in to target actor. Now, once you've successfully arrived, you want to trigger this again. Move towards so that they never cease to be chasing the player. And I also like plug and fail on that just in case. And then on begin play, we tell this AI to come towards the player. So call our custom event that I just made called move towards player. Now, in order for that AI to actually move through the world, there's one more step you have to add. It's called a Nav Mesh. It's basically a giant invisible box. Nav Mesh bounds volume. Now, if I expand that just about as big as the walkable world, let's say, for these guys. I don't want it too big right now because of performance, but if I press the P key on my keyboard, you'll see everywhere that's green. Oh, I already have a nav mesh in there, don't I? Never mind. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, of course we have it for the robots, I just realized. All right, so I just press P. Now if I hit play, that guy's going to be moving forward towards me, right? It's the same idea as the robot code, okay? But the idea is I want to be able to shoot the guy. So let's do his death event. So let's do custom event cause enemy to, let's do this, kill enemy. No, cause enemy death. Did I spell that? Enemy death? All right. So what you could do, you could destroy the guy, you can, do, I like to do the ragdoll physics stuff, especially lately, because it's so fun and satisfying. It's 3 nodes in order to get him a ragdoll. What's that?
Make him explode.
Make him explode? We can add an explosion particle, too. Yeah, all right, sounds good. We'll do this. Spawn particle. So spawn emitter location. It will be an explosion. The location will be the world location of self. Get world location. Get world location of, yeah, capsule component, whatever. So the explosion's gonna happen. All right, we're doing that for you. And then we wanted a ragdoll, so you have to do a couple things. You have to disable movement is what it's called. Disable the movement that he has on his character movement component. Then you want to set simulate physics, and you want to choose all bodies, and this is what really causes the ragdoll. And then you need to enable collision on here. Enable collision. Set collision enabled, and you're obviously going to choose collision enabled Korean physics, and that's that causes ragdoll. There's one more thing I do like to do, which is when the guy's bones, he falls over, he ragdolls. It'll look cool. We'll see it in a second. This pill-shaped capsule stays, and we don't want that. We want to hide that. So let's disable that. So we'll disable the set collision is what we want to do. Enabled to no collision on that. Because if you have a lot of NPCs, you'll be shooting the NPC behind the guy who's on the ground, and your bullet's hitting that old capsule collision. So that prevents that. Now we just need to trigger the dang thing. And since my laser is so imprecise, I'm kind of worried. But because I haven't figured out the getting what the player's looking at without a camera quite yet. What we could do is let's do this. We'll do an on begin overlap event of our bullets. Okay, so what we could do is let's add a little capsule collision to our bullet here. We'll make it much smaller than that. So let's size this down a little bit. And basically, if this capsule touches something, like an enemy NPC, it will kill them. So I could do on component begin overlap is the one I like. Also, on component hit is good too. Either one's fine, but let's do on begin overlap. And we're going to cast to the Stormtrooper blueprint. And if we so we're saying if this bullet overlaps the Stormtrooper blueprint, then we want to call it cause enemy death event, okay, which does all that code. So that's the idea there. One more thing I got to make sure of is if I go back here when I'm spawning it, I'm doing this moving. Okay, so where you set actor location, this is one of those things that, you know, if you didn't have me as your teacher, you'd be trying to do this at home and you'd spend weeks and weeks and weeks never figuring it out. You have to check mark sweep, otherwise it won't trigger overlap events. It's a performance thing, but it's one of those things that can drive you nuts if you forget. Anyway, let's try again. It's really difficult to aim since my aiming is all off, but hopefully the idea is as this guy runs towards me, let's actually make a couple copies of him so we have a few chances at the guy. And you're right, Harvey, he's pretty ridiculously fast. He should die. That's the goal, at least. You know, who knows? But if so, we have kind of our first little bit of combat. So let's do like 5 enemies here. All right.
What about the explosion?
They should explode too. Yeah. Here we go. I got to hit the guy first. Oh, gosh. Oh, did you see it? The ragdolling. There's the explosion. It's not a big explosion. But here they go.
Make it bigger, sir. This is America. Not
Make it bigger. Okay, America, isn't
America.
it? All right. So what we'll do is let's do a sound effect as well for an explosion like this. Did anybody give me that that blaster sound effect real quick? Was that what Zariah got me? Star Wars soundboard. Okay, gotcha.
Hello there.
Okay, cool. Does this have the file though? I need the file. If it can give me the file. Let's see. No, I need the file. I need literally a WAV file with the audio that we want. All right, so we'll do this scale. Let's increase the scale to 3 times. Now, luckily, while I don't have a blaster sound effect yet, I do have an explosion sound in here. So that'll be really satisfying to hear the explosions. Play sound. You know what's cool is you can play sound at a location. So if it's far away, it'll sound far away. So let's do explosion. And that's that. Now, the location right now, I want to make sure let's plug in the same location that we're spawning the explosion particle at. All right, that's going to cause the explosion, and yeah, and let's make these guys a little slower just real quick because you're right, they're just a little too obnoxious. Speed 400, and one last thing, I got to tell BB-8 to keep back. I mean, he's cramping my style. I keep almost tripping over him every 2 seconds. So let's tell him his speed needs to be, or no, not his speed, his distance, his acceptance radius. I'm going to tell him stay 1,000 centimeters away. Okay. Let's keep the relationship professional, BB-8. Okay. So now if I hit play, let's see. Okay, good. He's running towards me, and I'm going to... Oh, let me turn up my audio. I thought my audio was up. That was pretty cool. Oh, I guess it was quiet because it was so far away. One more thing. One more thing. Do 10
The
times.
explosion's not big enough, but it'll do for now. We can change it later.
It'll do for now. Yeah, we'll do 10x explosion there.
Alright, we want to crash your PC as soon as you shoot. Okay.
Ah, yes. Oh, nice. Nice. Whoa. Oh my goodness. This is awesome. Oh,
so
boy,
can they deal
awesome.
damage to you, or do they just kind of run at you and then stop? And then you run away
They
and
don't do
then
damage
run?
yet. But you know what,
Oh.
guys? I'm going to do something that I've never done before, especially because I'm so darn busy. So, before you're dismissed, if you want to stay on, I'm going to let this live stream go on a little bit more, and I'm going to narrow out some of the features. So you can stay on and watch, or come back and watch on YouTube. But this project, I think, it requires so much detail that I just don't know if we'll get it in these short, twice a week, 30-minute sessions. So right now, I'm going to give maybe another 20 minutes to the project, and I'm going to keep live streaming. I'm going to stay in the Google Meet. If you got something to do, go ahead. I mean, you are technically in class for the next 30 minutes, but I'm not going to require that you stay on the Meet right now. But if you'd like to, please do. Okay? All right. So like I said, class dismissed. But if you want to stay, you're welcome to stay. And
Bye, sir.
bye, man. Let's work out some of the kinks on here. Bye, everybody. Okay, it's gonna be me, you, me, myself, and I right now. But I don't care. We're gonna get this working. So what I really got to figure out, my big challenge, is figuring out where the dang camera is. If I can find where the camera is, all my worries are over. Again, I'm using this system.
Yes, sir.
Called,
How come when we first import everything, why didn't we just attach the file to our own model? Why do we have to take over their model?
the reason we're using their model is because of their curve-based animations. If you notice as I move my character around, see how his legs they strafe left and right? Like that's not a natural part of normal UV4 animations. He
So
has
we
a
can
reactive.
attach it to the white Unreal guy.
We wouldn't have the benefit of these fluid animations. Plus, he has IK foot movement, which means his feet actually will stay up on inclines and stuff. See how he corrected himself there because the incline. This is a really awesome system visually, and once we put armor on this guy, we're going to be very happy that we kept through with this. And the only issue is when I click on him, it's like, well, where's my camera? And if you remember last time, I tried getting a camera from the player controller, thinking that would work. But let's just take a look. If I go to this, there must be a vector or location called player camera that I can just talk to and get that information from. Camera. Get socket location. Okay, so it's a socket is what it's saying. Get socket, get first, but that's the first person camera. So do they do the same thing for the third person camera for this type of character?
All right, so I hate to leave, but I'll see you next class. I got some stuff I gotta go do.
All right, sounds good. Take care.
I'll tune the live stream and rewatch the last part.
Okay, that sounds good. Appreciate you.
Have a great weekend, sir.
You too, man. So I think I found it. I think I found my vectors that I need. Get BPI, get 3P pivot target. By the way, when I say vector, that just means location. That's all I mean. Get socket location, head, blah, 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 blah. Get camera target. Get third person target. Shoulder. Interesting. All right, so I have a function built in called get third person trace parameters. Get third person trace parameters. If I call that, that function's going to spit out the origin of the trace. So that could potentially be our start location. Instead of using our scene component. Because trace origin, yeah, it should be. So that goes into start location for our line trace. As far as end location, that's the key here. There's no way I could do this with my usual make a scene component system unless I do the math where I do get forward vector and all that. So I'm going to I'm going to do that Googling thing that as developers do once in a blue moon, which is code word for all the time. And we're going to
Hey, mister, I'm going now.
What's
So,
that?
I'm going now, but I'm just
Heading
gonna
out?
say I was listening and but half the time my finger cramped because I was trying to do this to my profile picture, and I'm proud.
Yeah, you should be proud. I'm disturbed, but I see you gave me some pixelated Minecraftian sunglasses. That's great.
Yeah. All right. Bye, mister. Have a nice
See you, man.
weekend.
See you, man.
Good weekend, sir.
You too. Get forward vector, we multiply it. See, I just don't think that's right. Get world rotation, get forward vector. That seems more right to me. That seems more right to me. Okay. That's what we want to do. So let's try saying, hey, give me, all right, since we don't have a camera like they do, we're going to do get world location of self. So get world location of, oh, man, no, not self, because of the camera. I need the camera. Because I got to find out what is the world rotation of our view. I don't know if that would count as the player controller. Is the player controller get world rotated? Get world rotation. Get player controller. We'll try it. Get player controller. Get world rotation. No, player controllers don't even have a world rotation. Well, when we're rotating, moving our mouse around to rotate, what's being rotated? That's the question. If we go back to our ALS base character here, on view mode, set rotation, it's just an interface. Close that out, I don't care about that right now. Let's type in rotate. I'm looking for numbers. On rotation, update rotation, input action, select rotation mode, get rotation module, set rotation mode, set essential values, rotation from X, Y. All right. Determine if the character is moving up by getting speed, the speed equals length of the velocity. If the character is moving, update the last velocity rotation. This value is saved because it might be useful to know the last orientation of movement even after the character is stopped. Velocity. Last velocity rotation. So giving us something like last velocity rotation. Maybe that's our thing. Let's try that. Last velocity. Is that a parent only? So no, it's not private. What we want to do is change this to show inherited variables. Velocity, there it is. Last velocity rotation, get, and we'll substitute that as our world rotation. We're going to assume that what they're saying in their code is correct in that regard. So let's let's just assume, okay, that's a rotation, but I don't know if it's related to the velocity or only to the velocity or something, or only when you're moving. But whatever, we're going to do that. And we're going to get forward vector. And we're just going to follow this over here for now. We're going to multiply that by a float times 1,500. Just how far basically away you're saying you want the thing to go. We're replacing this idea of the end point. And now we'll plug this. Well, actually, no, with this, add it together. So adding the origin. So all that multiplied together plus our start location, aka our origin. Vector plus vector. And that's going to be our end location, supposedly. Now that would work, assuming that this in fact is our current rotation, and we really don't know that. That's just the thing that variable I found that says rotation. So let's do the same thing for the bullet spawning though, because it's still using these scene components. I'm not going to mess with their rotation right now, but I do want this start location to be this start location. So let's just drag a wire over. I don't want my wires crossing. Kind of pull this above my nodes so you can follow where they're going. There we go. All right. And then again, it's doing that. I can go full screen now. Did all that. So this is the end location. So let's plug that way. Probably, if this works, we'll turn these into variables so it's not so messy. And for start location, same idea as over here. Again, if this doesn't work, I might just close out the stream and get working on something else. And if it doesn't work, it's going to have to be because this, in fact, this variable is not our player's current rotation like we're hoping it is. But if it does work, then that means that it is. We're walking into them. Interesting. So it's not moving anymore, but it is certainly spawning in the middle of the screen, which is exactly what we would want, which is good. But why isn't it not going to the end part? And we're multiplying by 1,500. I mean, I might just need to attach a camera here and call it a day. And attach a camera to the guy and forgo their system. Again, the reason why I'm going through all this is this system has really cool things. Like I can press the 1 key and it turns it into first person by moving the camera. I can press the 3 key or 4 key, whatever it is, and it brings me back the other way. Like there's really good things about using the system. It just, the fact that I don't have an object, a camera to base my line traces off of is a little frustrating. And again, it's probably one of those things where the answer is right in front of me, but it just takes a little while to actually identify it. Anyway, you are awesome for staying on, by the way, in class. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to close out the live stream now. Live stream people, thanks for watching. Sorry we didn't get farther than I